James Marape will go down in the history books of Papua New Guinea as one of the worst prime ministers Papua New Guinea has ever produced. Our leaders, in particular the Prime Minister, must learn from successful world leaders like that of Burkina Faso, and he must be prepared to rule this country with iron fist. Hi, hello, Papua New Guinea. This video is continuous and part 2 of the first video that I did regarding the chair of the Prime Minister to be elected by the people, so that whoever becomes the Prime Minister will not be accountable to the members of the Parliament like what they are doing, but they will then be accountable to the people in this country. Well, you cannot be continuously doing the same thing time and again expecting the results to be different. For our country to progress and prosper, for our country to see change going forward into the next 50, our leaders must be prepared to provide a leadership that is totally different from what has been the case. Our leaders, in particular the Prime Minister, must learn from successful world leaders like that of Burkina Faso, and he must be prepared to rule this country with iron fist and provide an extraordinary leadership. And only then, to a certain extent, we will see change happening in this country. Otherwise, if they will continue to do what they are doing, they will run this country to the dogs, and soon we will have no country. As we are about to celebrate Papua New Guinea's 50th anniversary, Papua New Guinea is already switched on life support mode, and it's an undeniable fact. Well, I've said it very clearly in my first video that if James Marape is very serious about taking back this country, he should come out and admit to the people and say, look, over the last 50 years, those successive prime ministers that came before me were managing politics and not governing the country. I am on the road managing politics and not governing the country. Those prime ministers who will come after me, regardless of what they do, they will continue to manage politics. Hence, now that I am on the chair as a prime minister, currently witnessing Papua New Guinea's 50th anniversary, the only present that I can give it to the people of Papua New Guinea as a prime minister is I will go back to the parliament and pass necessary laws and amendments and make necessary preparations for prime minister to be elected by the people. And only then James Marape will have created some legacies under his leadership. Otherwise, if he will continue to do what he's doing, James Marape will go down in the history books of Papua New Guinea as one of the worst prime ministers Papua New Guinea has ever produced. Well, he is already destined for that record, and he has a choice. Well, in this video, I will talk about corruption and politics in Papua New Guinea. Many of you who are listening to me now, you will agree with me that politics in Papua New Guinea has become a very lucrative industry through corruption. Politics in Papua New Guinea has become an avenue where people become wealthy and millionaire. They become rich quickly, unearned, without hard work. Politics has become a very lucrative industry, and it's very profitable through corruption. That's why you see university graduates, when they come out of uni, some of them are already talking politics. That's why you will see church pastors coming out of the church and talking politics. That's why you will see public servants, those who are on the road as responsible authorities, like managing directors, CEO, chairman, secretaries, provincial administrators, will already abuse the office they hold and use that office to prepare themselves to enter politics. Some have already done that. Why? Because politics is a lucrative industry, and they know what they can make when they enter politics. That's why you will see businessmen using the hard-earned money to enter politics. They know the money they make through hard work and business is not sufficient to be millionaire, and they just want to spend the hard-earned money to enter politics. Papua New Guinea, from all walks of life, we want to enter politics because we know politics is a very lucrative industry. That is what it is, and it's an undeniable fact. That's why you, by looking at tribal members or making go to parliament, they want to learn on an economic ministers. Why economic ministers? Why? Because those economic ministers, they can sit on that road and enrich themselves, or can make him plenty money, Lord Islam. By Lugumosama Department of Works and Mandla Gubla Minister. And Gubla Department. Minister of Law Finance, Minister of Law National Planning, Minister of the Treasury, Minister of Law State Enterprise, Minister of Law Mining, Minister of Law Petroleum and Energy. Why about those? All ministries are good if they want to generally say people. Also good luck because there's no more money in there where they can sit on that role and enrich themselves. Politics in Papua New Guinea has become a very lucrative industry. That is what it is. Well, for Papua New Guinea to progress into the next 50, we've got to come out of that age. We've got to create a system. We've got to create a culture. We've got to create a law that clearly stipulates for us politics to become sacrificial. Politics must be for those people who genuinely want to save. The only way to make politics a sacrificial industry is by, once they have made the Prime Minister elected by the people, this Prime Minister needs to go to the Parliament and amend our constitution that clearly stipulates if any politicians are found guilty of abusing the office they hold to enrich themselves or their cronies, they must be in prison for life, and that must be non-negotiable. Only then the politics will become a sacrificial industry. Only when our law clearly states that any politicians who are found guilty doing any corruption to enrich themselves, regardless of the magnitude of the corruption it is, they must be in prison for life. Then you will see politics will become sacrificial and everybody will step back. Politics will become a death trap. Those who genuinely want to save people and the country will enter politics. By looking all pastors by go back to church and preaching goodness or selling planting public in go to heaven. By looking all universities, some of them come out and build up their career in different professionals. By looking businessmen by go work hard to become millionaires in this country. As we speak, many of the well-to-do or many millionaires in Papua New Guinea, they have enriched themselves through corruption and through politics. Only few have made it to be who they are. By looking public servants by go back in the saving department or hold occupying diligently without having politics in mind. By looking at ministers by don't have law bill or come up kind of ministers. That's only when we have created politics become a sacrificial industry. By looking at election rigging by come out the country blow you mean. By you know not looking at man Mary spending money law campaign. By you know not looking election rigging come on. By you know not looking at social medias and Facebook warriors in them nothing. No social media and praising leaders for doing nothing. That's like cargo cult mentality but not anymore. Where will the leaders get the money to feed these idiots? People will go back and work hard. We need to create this relationship going forward. If we will continue doing this, we aren't going anywhere. Well, plenty of time, Mr. talk about him, Nugul Ladislagamana, criticize him, James Marape, and kind of some plan, some laws that also made. Andapanga, can you come up with some solutions that can take back this country? And these are some of the concrete solutions that I think and I feel for Prime Minister and the government of the day to implement to take back this country. Whether they ever choose to do it or don't, that's their problem. But if they don't do it, Mama was feeling pain, carrying on beginning, stop here, or beginning by tomorrow come out by less of corruption. All by come out less of corruption, and these generations, new generations that are coming will rescue this country. God bless Papua New Guinea.